Hi, friends. Welcome back. Today we are on Eternity Isle, and I wanted to share my first ever full build for the DLC. We're in the lagoon, and this spot is so beautiful, probably my favorite place on Eternity Isle. And I decided to place my house here and create a vineyard. Just a heads up, this build is very large. You will see me create not just the main foundation and layout, but several transition areas and small builds within it. This is including my storage area and the fountain. So I am going to start with the pathing and the main layout for the grapes. I'm also including the almond trees in this build for added depth. I did my best to edit this video in a way which you can follow along with me, but I also didn't want the video to be too long. This video is almost 15 minutes long, so feel free to pause, take breaks as you cozy up with me today. I am playing with the layout here a bit, but I'm also planting my grapes and then watering them. If you don't already have the grapes, I believe that they are available at Goofy's stall on the ancient side of the island. So here's what the layout looks like once the grapes are watered. I chose a diagonal layout for the almond trees, but feel free to do what speaks to you. So now that we are waiting for our grapes to grow, we can make a cute sitting area by the waterfall with the lovely new trellis item and the new tea set item. I am also including the new zircon tiles, which are absolutely stunning, but kind of expensive to craft as this is the only area that you can mine for that gem. I wanted to incorporate the fountain into this area so it's easy for me to get back to my house and also my storage area. So I think that's the spot for the fountain. And I'm also in love with the new lighting furniture items that they have given us for Eternity Isle. They're just gorgeous. So now I'm going to choose items by the fountain that really scream vineyard. So I'm talking crates, barrels, maybe a couple trellis items, and some of the new box items that they have given us. We're going to be using the purple trellis item a lot in this build, so I'm adding it to the front, and then we'll also be using it around our storage area as well. And I'm just kind of playing to see what looks good, how to lay out this item. You'll see me do that a lot, and if you've been watching me for a while, I like to play before I finally decide what I'm going to use and how I'm going to use it. So now we're working on the storage area. It's going to be very similar to my cottagecore storage area that I made in my actual valley. That was probably a couple months ago, maybe a little bit more than that. But ultimately, I do enjoy having my storage area outside, so I don't have to go inside my home or try to design my home, the interior, in a way where it's easy to have storage. I like making more aesthetic rooms for the main floor of my houses. So having the storage outside, it just fits my type of play style. If you are interested in seeing interior, inside builds of storage rooms, I highly recommend to check out Horrible Gaming. I will link her in the description down below. And also Let's Play K. She just made interior design for Eternity, specifically for Eternity Isle as well. So I'll link them down both below. Our grapes have grown in and the layout is looking quite beautiful. Now I'm just going to work on adjusting the path for the storage area. I like the look of 2 trellises by the fountain, and so I'm adding one in here and a couple other items to the fountain area. Here I'm kind of just dropping down items that I think might look good in the storage area to fill it up, but we will be moving our storage boxes here eventually as well. You can see we're kind of all over the place with this build. I'm just adding in what I think might look nice to different parts and just kind of testing out different items in different areas. If you do this too, I empathize. You want to, just pop it out and just get it done, but it's really important to play with items so that you get a feel for, hey, do I like this? So now I'm going to work on the path to the right, and this is going to be a stone path that kind of just goes around the lagoon and towards our seating area, our tea set area. but I wanted to make sure that this build is practical, so we will be moving things around a bit. I want to be able to fish in the lagoon without, furniture being in the way. And this type of path is inspired by Fleur's. I've said this before, but she basically came up with the idea to use these little stepping stones as a path, and they're really cute, especially like the color. I feel like in this build, the color of the sunlit plateau stones really make this build pop, and it creates a consistent color theme here. Okay, friends, it's time to add in some trees to our area. I originally thought that maybe some of the new trees might look nice, but I kind of went with what I already really love, and that's the fir trees. We'll add in some maple trees. Feel free to do whatever you like. I think it could work either way, but I'm really going for like a traditional vineyard, not really a tropical look. Do like the look of some of the tropical plants in the background, and we have them on the walls that are we can't like decorate those, and I think those look nice. But ultimately, I kind of just wanted this to be like a cottagecore area, as you know, that is one of my main aesthetics. But I will eventually do a jungle core type of build, and I'm excited to get to that part. But for my main house, I did want this to be more of a cottagecore vineyard. And I'm going to add in some beachy grass just to make this look more like a meadow area. We will be adding in more trees to kind of fill the area up, but we're going to be very cognizant of not blocking the view of the vineyard straight on. So I'm not going to be putting any trees directly in front of the vineyard, at least not until later on in the build. I'm going to play with a couple, infamous items like the bike. I think that's a really cute item here. And I'm going to add in the tangled easel to the right of the build near the waterfall. I can just imagine myself sitting here painting the waterfall on canvas, and I just really love this idea. We'll connect the pathing here with the stepping stones from the sunlit plateau. So I did move all my storage boxes from the ancient part of Eternity Isle out here. It does get kind of weird because you have to make like a certain route when you're in furniture mode because some of the statues block it. So I would say trial and error with that. But ultimately, it's not that difficult to move your storage. And then I'm also going to be adding just some items that I think might work in this area as well, like the barrels. You're going to see a lot of barrels in this build because it is a vineyard. If you made it this far, please consider joining the Discord server or my Facebook group where you can meet cozy friends and share your builds. I'm currently running a contest in Discord for the prettiest Frosted Heights build. You can enter there and also share multiplayer codes. I hope to see you in there. They're both in the description down below. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding in some foliage, so some of the birch bushes, butterfly flowers, and then also the ferns on the pathing, which really spice up this build a lot. If you've been watching me for a while, I always do this. I love the look of the ferns. This is probably one of my favorite items in the game. I did add in the new cooking fire. I'm a little bit disappointed that we can't actually cook with it, so I'll have to put like a cooking station down somewhere in or on Eternity Isle. But for now, we're just going to walk through our build and just make sure everything feels a little bit practical. Now I will be adjusting this area with the bushes on the right, and you will see that, but I just wanted to run through the build and make sure that we can actually walk. This part of the build is heavily inspired by my dear friend Nora. You know her by Horrible Gaming, and I've linked the link to her channel in the description down below. But I'm going to be using her rock path here. I really couldn't figure out what to do in this like weird area part. So I'm gonna make like a pretty rock path, and then the right side is gonna be like a foresty area where we can then go and have like another little picnic spot by the lagoon with the Beauty and the Beast blanket. And so big shout out to Nora. Thank you for always inspiring. Please go give her a sub on her channel and show her channel some love. So after we finish the pathing, I'm just going to add a couple little foliage details to our Beauty and the Beast picnic area. And I do love this item so much. I don't think I've used it yet, and so this was like the perfect time to bring it out. Our next focus is to continue to add foliage and fill in any areas that look empty. I want this build to look pretty natural and foresty. And then obviously we have like the meadow where the vineyard is, but ultimately to the side, I do like the foresty look. I think it's really pretty, especially next to the waterfall and the lagoon. It's just a gorgeous, probably one of the most gorgeous areas that I think that DDLV has created. I really love the layout of the lagoon. I really thought that the natural bordered path looked really nice with the blanket. So this area, we're going to be using stepping stones in this area and just like a foresty area. And you'll see how this comes together towards the end. So now we just fill it in with trees and foliage, and we're gonna have a cute little walkway here, and it's gonna give us forest vibes, and I'm really excited about this part of the build. It's really cute. Next, I'm gonna be extending the rock area, and we're gonna be creating a little market with Goofy's stall, the time bending crafting station, and our normal crafting table in this area. So it's all close to my house and just easily accessible if I travel to the fountain or if I'm just logging in for the day on the game. I will essentially spawn in the lagoon. So we're gonna work on connecting those paths and also creating a market here. So for the market, we did get new stall items, which are absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to do more with these in later builds. But one thing, as you notice when I'm decorating the market, is I'm using the aerial crafting table and it takes away the pathing. So I'm going to have to put a rug underneath the crafting table. I've never used this crafting table before, and I felt like it was a good fit with all the blue in this area and in the market area. And then we'll also have to face both of the tables like we're looking into the market, because I noticed that it is not a good view with the aerial table. Um, it seems like the lamp tends to get in the way. So we're going to be making adjustments to this as we go, but ultimately this will be a really cute area to have. So bear with me through this. I was just kind of doing like trial and error to figure out what would actually be aesthetically pleasing for this build. Nora gave me the idea to include other berry bushes into this build, obviously because of the vineyard theme. And yes, strawberry, we have strawberry, and then we have grapes, and it's kind of perfect to have these close to each other. I normally just use them in decorating, but since this is a vineyard build, I felt that Nora was right, and that having the strawberries here is a nice little extra touch, and it fills in that area right there. It's a really small area, and we're still keeping it practical so that we can hit or mine the rock that is in the corner there as well. then we'll be adding in more beach grass here, again to give like that meadow vineyard look. We'll add in more foliage items such as the birch bushes and the ferns to the pathing as well. So now I'm just going to kind of go through and add in random elements of foliage and items here and there as fillers. I'm just kind of looking around the build and noticing where the holes are or where something feels off, and I'm just kind of adjusting things, moving things around, which is a natural part of decorating. So as you can see here, like we had originally had the aerial crafting table turned and like the view was just awful, and now it's a little bit better, but the lamp still tends to get in the way there. I feel like they should adjust that item and put it on the other side. But I think the time bending table view is really pretty where it is. And then we're using the velvet blue rug to go underneath the crafting tables, just because when you, like I said before, when you put down the aerial crafting table, it gets rid of the pathing underneath it. I don't think that's intentional. It seems to be a bug. So the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to drop some grapes and some of the grape seeds, and we're going to put that all over our build. This is my favorite part of decorating, just the small details and adding those in, and I really love the look of these near the cart in the front of the pathway to the vineyard. It looks really beautiful, but we're going to add these around everywhere. So no matter where you look, you're seeing that, hey, you are in a vineyard right now. There's grapes, there's grape seeds, just really cute. And I love that we're able to use droppable items in this game. Okay, it's time to run around our build, make sure everything is practical, and check everything out, make sure everything works, like the stall and all of that fun stuff, and just to kind of see what we need to do, what is missing. And I'll do this with both during the day, sunset, and night, so stick around if you want to see those. and I'll show you some views in furniture mode. One of these will likely be my thumbnail for the build. But I'm really liking the look of our fountain. Our storage area looks pretty cozy. I'm actually really excited to decorate the inside of this house too. I have some ideas for it. So maybe that will be my next video. Let me know if you'd like to see that in the comments. But overall, I'm really in love with this build. I am going to add some birch bushes to the pathing near the market. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. It helps my channel grow. We're pretty close to 10K. So I would really, really appreciate if you haven't subscribed yet, hitting that sub button, getting us to that milestone. I appreciate your support so, so much. And I hope that you all have a lovely rest of your day. And I hope that you enjoyed the Vineyard speed build. We'll see you all next time.